What is up, homies? My name is Jeremetaru and today we are going to look at not 1, but 2, but 3, but 4, but 5 figures. Kamen Rider is a tokusatsu franchise that features a motorcycle riding superhero. Each of its series usually carries one theme that goes over 450 episodes. Aside from the show, they also made some merchandise that could fill your imagination. But today, we are going to take a look at the other section of the merchandise, the action figures, and of course, it is not this one, but mainly on this one. First of all, let's start with this series first. The painting and the sculpting on each of this figure is really impressive. Each figure resembles the way they actually look in the show itself. Rider Hero series is a series of soft vinyl Kamen Rider figures. Every rider form and riders are featured on this massive toy line. However, the figure posability is really limited, which is only arm rotation. On the other hand, Bandai is actually giving a huge attention to the detail. That is a straight up show accurate. Especially the symbol on these armors. They are really magnificent, but sadly, these two doesn't have any accessories. This figure accessories is only a gun, but unfortunately it is gone. These figures also have a posability that I said earlier, which is only arm rotation, waist swivel. The same thing goes for this one as well. Arm rotation, waist swivel. And for this one as well. Arm rotation, waist swivel. Moving on to the second rider series, the painting and the sculpting of this figure is really amazing. It catches the way the character actually looks in the show. All the painting on this figure is really impressive, until you see this one. And that includes the unpainted part on this one. Rip your money. The other thing that I don't like with this figure is the antennae. It is supposed to be an antennae, not a huge horn like this. What the fuck, Bandai? But wait, this figure also have an accessory, which is the one down here. But apparently, it is a useless piece of shit. You simply put the card there and put the figure above the card. And of course, it does nothing to your figure. But you can pose the card to promote himself, so people can buy this figure. And now for the posability. It is pretty much the same. Arm rotation, waist swivel. Arm rotation, waist swivel. I can say that I'm almost impressed with this figure. If it's not because of these things on these figures. Even though it has limited posability, the figure is still fun to mess around with. But mainly, it is only good for display. And now for the last rider series on this review. The paint is a fucking disaster. And this became much worse after you see the backside. But the disaster doesn't only happen on this one figure. It also happens on another figure like this. Like this, and like this, and this. But all of this mess happened because of one thing, which is the budget cut. And the budget cut makes these figures looks unfinished and never going to look good. And speaking about the sculpting of this figure, fucking Bandai ruined it. They sculpt the minute hand cape, attached on the whole body. Who the fuck thought that this was a good idea? Is it really that hard to make these capes actually float away? I understand that budget cut would make these figure not good as they used to be, but at least, make it worth my money. But on the other hand, I'm buying this figure mainly because I love the character itself. And what I mean love, is how the character actually really is in the show. The character is so fucking OP that he can literally handles all the enemies himself. But wait, this figure also have an accessory. Which apparently is a useless piece of shit. You simply put the card there and put the figure above the card. And yes, it does nothing to your figure. But then again, he can use it to promote himself, so people can buy this figure. And for the posability, it is pretty much the same with the others. Arm rotation, arm rotation, waist swivel. And for the size, these figures are quite small. And for the size comparison, here it is with SH Figures Injustice Batman, Voyager Class ROTF Optimus Prime, Master Grade Sazabi Verka. These three, they are great for their quality on paint and sculpting, and this one needs some work on the paint and also the sculpting. But overall, they do look cool together to collect and to waste all of your savings.